Hello everyone, welcome you all to this channel. My name is Shiraz Ahmad and here is a brief profile about me. So today my friends will cover the remaining topics of chapter number 4, that is on fluid in relative motion. So let us try to understand this concept, and in during this concept I'll utilize the previously explained topics like Pascal's law, which is explained in chapter number 1. So I request you all to go and visit that chapter before watching this concept. Okay? So what is fluid in relative motion? For example, like I am having a container. Let us try to understand first what is this thing is. And now I am having a fluid inside this. It can be anything of density rho. Okay? And it is resting on a platform. So now I can say that um, this fluid will not move, it will rest as it is, and there will be acceleration due to gravity g, that is downward. So because of this g, what will be the constant pressure line in this case? Tell me. It is explained earlier. So it will be perpendicular to g, right? Perpendicular to the acceleration, 90 degree to the acceleration. It will be the constant pressure line. So if I'll draw the constant pressure line, this will be one line and they'll be parallel to each other. Okay. On these lines, pressure will remain constant. And how the pressure will vary, you all know already. P equals to P atmospheric plus rho g h, if you are measuring pressure at height h from this free surface. Okay. So what is fluid in relative motion? Now let's suppose I move this whole setup with an acceleration a in this direction. Okay, in this direction with acceleration a. So what will happen to this fluid, right? So this particle will experience an acceleration a in this direction and there will be acceleration due to gravity in this direction, right? All the particles will having this kind of acceleration. So now this constant pressure line will change for sure. It won't remain like this, right? And why, in case of when there is no acceleration a, only acceleration due to gravity, so why this surface, free surface, remains horizontal? Because this is a constant pressure line, right? So whichever is the case, try to note down this point. Okay, it's very important concept. So whatever case may be, okay, the free surface will be drawn in such a way so that it is constant pressure line. It can be straight line, horizontal. It can be inclined like this or like this, or it can be curved. So if it is curved, so there are conditions, like we'll discuss these situations, right, in subsequent lectures. But first let us try to understand this thing. Concept is on the free surface will be such that on each and every point of the free surface there will be constant pressure. So free surface will be nothing but a constant pressure line or curve. Okay. So now for example, we have given acceleration A here in this case, along with there will be always G, right? Acceleration due to gravity. So now this line will no longer remain a constant pressure line and it will change whatever it may be. We'll discuss further what will be the pressure line. Okay. So let us draw this diagram again. So now I'm having the same bucket Okay. So now what is happening? Let's suppose I'm considering this is that particle. Okay. Fluid particle. So it will experience an acceleration in this direction and this direction. Now what I'll do, I'll sit on this platform, on this bucket itself, which is moving with acceleration a. So now I'll apply a pseudo force on this particle, right? It will experience an acceleration backward, that is pseudo acceleration, and an acceleration due to gravity downward, right? So what will be the net acceleration experienced by this particle? It will be component of these two things, right? A and G. This will be A net, right? And I have said the constant pressure line will be perpendicular to the net acceleration, right? So if I'll draw a perpendicular line here to this net line, right? This will be the new perpendicular line. 90 degree. So I have explained earlier that the constant pressure line will be perpendicular to the net acceleration. So it will be perpendicular to this A net. And this pressure line will be parallel because it is horizontal. So the pressure line will always be parallel. Okay, some drawing problem. So this will be the final position of the fluid. Okay, I'll be fluid like this, and these blue lines are the constant pressure line. Okay, my friend. So we can easily calculate this slope, right? Let's suppose it is making an angle theta from horizontal. So what will be this? This is nothing but parallel to this line, right? And this line is perpendicular to this. So now this theta means this is also theta, right? So if this theta, so what will be 90 minus theta? Then this angle is theta. So what is tan theta here? Is nothing but A upon G. So this will be the when the bucket moves with an acceleration A in this direction, then this will be the constant pressure line and its angle will be theta. So tan theta is can be calculated from A upon G. Let's suppose we call this term as a AX. AX. And this will be a new free surface because on this surface the pressure line is constant on this surface. This will be a new free surface and this will be the new position of the fluid. So if I'll draw the new position like if we'll give an acceleration A, so what will be the new position? It will be in this fashion, fluid. And this is theta. Theta can be calculated with respect to tan theta equal to AX upon G. Okay. Now I hope you understood this concept. It's very important. In case of any doubt, you can comment on this video section. Okay. So now we understood if an acceleration, horizontal acceleration is given, what will be the new profile of the free surface. And why this will be the free surface? Because here the pressure is constant, that is constant pressure line. We are able to interlink the concepts, right? This surface is having constant pressure line because it is perpendicular to the net acceleration. So, and if this is having a constant pressure line, so this will be the free surface, the topmost surface where the pressure is constant. Okay, it can be line, it can be curve also. So now let us move to next thing, next case for the same. Again I am having the same bucket. Okay, now it is kept on a platform. there will be acceleration due to gravity downward. Now what I have done, I have given acceleration to the bucket ax in horizontal direction like this, and in the vertical direction ay. Okay, so now for this again I'll follow the step. It's very easy. So this step can be used for all the questions. Okay, for evaluating the final surface. I'm having a particle here. So now I'll draw the, I have sit on the platform itself, and now I am making a pseudo force, pseudo acceleration direction. So ax will be like this, and g will be all the time downward, right? It's not a pseudo force. So ay acceleration up, so opposite direction downward ay. So what is this triangle now? Say ax and downward g plus ay. So this will be the a net, that is net acceleration, and the fluid will be perpendicular to this. So just like this, I have drawn parallel line here. This will be the free surface. And if this is theta, right? This will be the free surface. This is theta. Then this angle 90 minus theta. This angle theta. So what is tan theta now? Ax upon g plus ay. We don't have to worry anything, whether it is upward, downward, or anything. We will, whatever question says, we will do. For example, let's suppose the question says it is not going upward, it is going downward. So simple, ax, I'll write g, then I'll write ay. Then again I'll sit on this platform, pseudo force, pseudo acceleration, ax, ay, then g. Then again what I'll do, the net acceleration thing, I'll write down ax, what will be net here? G minus ay in this direction. So what will be the net acceleration now? This. So this will be the free surface of the fluid, 90 degree from here. So let's suppose if this makes theta degree, so this will be like this, right? Bucket. So this will be the free surface if theta. So then this is 90 minus theta, then this is theta. So what is tan theta again? Ax upon g minus ay. You don't have to worry about the sign convention or anything. You just have to follow this method. For each and everything, even for inclined case that we'll discuss in next few minutes, okay? For every case, you have to use this particular method. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. For example, let us consider another scenario. I'm having an inclined surface of theta degree. On this I have placed bucket, and then I have a water here or any other fluid. Okay, now I have to find out the what will be the next free surface or constant pressure line. So that way, if constant pressure free surface will be parallel to the constant pressure line. So for example, the question says, let's suppose that it is falling freely. I'm not applying anything. It is falling freely, right? So what I'll say, acceleration due to gravity. If I'll draw for this condition, this will be g, right? G, and then So this is G and horizontal plane, which will make angle theta. Okay. If I'll see, this is 90 minus theta and this will be theta. So if I'll take the component of G, this will be G sine theta and this G cos theta. So what will be the particle will experience? This thing will start moving, this whole bucket will start moving with acceleration G sine theta. And G cos theta will act as a gravity term. It's not an acceleration, right? It is resting, so it is not moving in this direction, right? Acceleration. So what I'll do, I'll sit on this bucket again, and then step 2, that is, I'll sit on the bucket. This is the particle, okay? So if I sit on the bucket, then I'll apply a pseudo force in this direction. You understood, right? Why I am applying G sine theta in opposite direction? This is acceleration. So when I sit on the platform, then with respect to me, I am having G sine theta acceleration. So the platform, this point will get an pseudo force that we have to apply, G sine theta. And G cos theta will act as a gravity. It's not a pseudo force or anything, because the G cos theta is not acceleration of the whole system. This is the whole system, right? Whole system is having acceleration G sine theta in this direction. So this will not have a acceleration in this direction. Only gravity kind of thing will apply, right? G cos theta. So now, in step 3, what I'll do, I'll take a net acceleration here, right, out of all these things, right? And perpendicular to this will be my free surface. So what will be the free surface here? Let's suppose this bucket is a little big. Free surface will be like this. Like this. Okay. And let's suppose it makes angle. This angle is what? Alpha with the horizontal. So this angle is 90 minus alpha, because this is 90 degree, right? So 90 minus alpha and this angle is alpha. So if I try to evaluate tan alpha, so tan alpha is nothing but this component. What is this component? G sine theta upon this component, G cos theta. So alpha will be, tan alpha will be tan theta, so alpha equals to theta, right? So what will happen if theta is there? So it will make a free surface like this, so that this angle is theta. So if I'll try to make this angle from here, this angle is theta, this angle is also theta. So the free surface in total will make angle 2 theta. So see, you don't have to worry about the sign convention or anything. If you apply this step 1, step 2 and step 3, you'll be able to get answers for any condition. For example, let's suppose I'll say, like in this case itself, okay, I've applied some force. So instead of G sine theta, we'll get some, I have applied some force and we are getting an acceleration AX in this direction. So even in this case also we can evaluate, right? So this is the particle, I am getting acceleration AX in this direction. G cos theta will be applying in this direction, right? G cos theta. So if I'll sit on this, then reverse this AX. So A net will be in this direction. So what will be the free surface? Perpendicular to this line, right? So let's suppose I have drawn a line here. This is perpendicular to that, right? And if this angle makes alpha, so this is 90 minus alpha. Again, this is alpha. So what is tan alpha? Again, in this triangle, I can see, right? In this triangle, what is tan alpha? AX upon G cos theta. So it's very simple, only 3 steps and you are done with this kind of problem for sure. Okay. So my friends, I hope these concepts are clear to you all. In case of any doubt, you can ask in the comment section of this video. For more videos and regular updates, subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share with your friends. Thank you all for watching this video.